All right, welcome everyone to R5D4's Motivators YouTube channel. I am R5D4, the droid that blew up just in time to let R2D2 join the Skywalker clan on Tatooine and save the galaxy. Today, I am going to discuss the Squad Arena with you. The Squad Arena is this area of the game where we go and play other teams. So, there are several important things about the Squad Arena. We need to talk about why you want to finish high in the Squad Arena. Secondly, we want to discuss the types of teams that you're going to use. So, leaders and then their supporting cast, specifically support, attackers, and tanks. So, let's get right into this. We're going to go here into the Squad Arena. So this is my server. First of all, everybody is placed onto their own servers based on when you join the game. So you're going to be with other people who are basically right around your same level, and you can all advance together. Some will advance faster if they spend more. Others, you can still advance quickly without spending. That's called being free to play. So I have an alt account where I play and I started over, and on my alt account I notice so many people are struggling in the arena, mainly with leaders and just the types of tunes that they use. So I really want to make this video and help some people out along their way. First and most importantly are going to be, why do you want to finish high in the Squad Arena? So, the reason why are because of these prizes. You can see over here that you get 3 types of prizes every day for finishing high in the arena. You're going to get crystals, you're going to get arena tokens to buy tunes, and you're going to get actual credits, which are also very important. The types of awards are crystals. Obviously, you use these in all aspects of the game. Super important. You need them to refresh your energy. Energy is needed in order to advance and in order to level up your XP. Arena tokens, you use these to buy these characters here, which I'll get into in a little bit. And then credits, you know why you need credits. There's a credit crunch. We need as many credits as we possibly can get. So, let's get right into how do you compete, because it gets a little daunting when you have all these teams and you see all these different characters. And the number one thing that I noticed is that a lot of people do not understand leader abilities. So, I am going to break it down for you. There are 4 types of leader abilities in the game. I look at them like this. Number 1 is dodge. Number 2 is assist. Number 3 is synergy. And then 4 is other. There are a couple other tunes you can still use and achieve a good team. So I'm going to break down those 4 right now. On dodge, we're going to start with the 3 characters you can use in order to achieve evasion. The first is ObiWan Kenobi, Old Ben. Dirty old Ben here is hated by so many people just because people really like to complain about this dodge thing that's going on, because dodge, it is annoying when someone dodges you. If you check out my other videos of arena battles, you can see an opposing Rey under an Old Ben lead, and she dodges the first 7 out of my 10 attacks. That's without foresight. So that is annoying. However, dodge can be overcome, but if you want to run a dodge lead, ObiWan is your guy. Why is ObiWan your guy? Well, if you look at his leader skill, you always want to check out the leader skills before you plug a tune into that leader spot. You can see that all allies gain 15% evasion and gain 25% turn meter whenever they evade an attack. You can also omega that up to get 30% turn meter. That's huge. That evasion is huge in the arena. You can dodge some big attacks, a lot of Rey attacks. You can dodge that flurry of blows. You can dodge Qui-Gon Jinn and Humbling Blow, and that makes a big difference. So Old Ben is probably the most powerful of the dodge leaders. He also has a great mind tricks. This is going to ability block and inflict offense down on your opponent. If the opponent is running Rey, which let's face it, they all are, she's going to get offense down if she doesn't have foresight, and if she does have foresight, that's at least going to remove the foresight so that your next attack hits. So Old Ben is great. There are other options though, because Old Ben is a very difficult guy to farm. So he is in the Cantina, and in the Cantina, that energy is useful for mods. So you don't necessarily want to farm him if you need to spend your energy on mods, especially if you're free to play. That energy only goes so far. It's 100 crystals to refresh it just once, and it's 200 crystals to refresh it twice, which is way more than double on the regular battles. So Old Ben's a tough farm, but you're in luck if you want to run dodge and you want an easier farm. You can farm Luminara and Dooku. Luminara is a great dodge leader, although she's not quite as good as Old Ben, only because once you really get into it, you see the Jedi allies gain evasion and your other allies only gain half of that. So I don't have my Luminara's leader skill all the way up, but if you do, Jedi allies gain 14% evasion and recover health equal to 6% of Luminara's max health at the start of each of their turns, and non-Jedi allies receive half of the evasion and the heal. So that's a very, very good evasion and heal. It's about half as good as Obi-Wan's for random tunes, but it is just as good if you're running Jedis. But if you're running Jedis, I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and switch up your team, because Jedis are a terrible synergy in this game, and they're going to lose. I mean, let's just face it. They're going to lose. It's going to be really difficult for you to be successful. So you can use Luminara, but you're going to want to use a different supporting cast around her other than Jedis. Good news on her, though, is that she's very easy to farm. You can actually get her in your Galactic War shipments. She's right there at the top. So, very easy farm, but not quite as good evasion as Old Ben. In the lower levels of the game, let's say you're between brand new and maybe level 60, even level 70, she's still going to be a good leader because you'll get that evasion and she's a good attacker. She's easy to farm, so you can get her quickly, get her leveled up and geared, and actually be competitive in the arena with her. This is beside the point now because we're talking about the arena, but she's also very, very good in Galactic War, and she's very good in other aspects of the game. PvE, which are your battles down here, light side and dark side, and Cantina. Mod battle, she's good as a Jedi, and you're going to need her if you ever want to get Yoda from the Jedi Challenge. She's a great leader for that because of the health boost. She and Barriss are essential for that challenge. So, moving on, we can talk now about the third dodge leader, and that is Count Dooku. You can go ahead and get Count Dooku if you want. He is a little easier than Old Ben, although not that much easier. You do get 2 more nodes here. You get them in the hard side, on the dark side, and light side, so it can help with your dailies, and you do get 1 node in Cantina if you were to so choose to farm him. He is, well, roughly as good as Old Ben. He also gets the evasion at 15%, and the other allies get it. He also grants them offense up for 2 turns whenever they evade. That is really, really good. I don't think it's as good as the offense down, inflicting that on the other team, but it's still a very good secondary status effect to get out of his leader skill. So he's a little better attacker than Obi-Wan. If you've faced him before, he can be really annoying with that double attack, counter attack, and then the bonus attack on the counter attack. So he is one that you want to avoid or kill fast by stunning. If you're facing him, if you have him, you want to keep him going as long as possible. He is a good attack support character. So those are your 3 dodge characters that you can run. If you don't want to run dodge, then let's move right into what I call the assist meta or assist leader. Assist is going to have Captain Phasma as your leader. She has the leader skill. Whenever an ally attacks, they have a 20% chance to call a random ally to assist, dealing 15% less damage. You get a bonus if they're first order, and you can get advantage if they had it. So, what does that really mean? Well, when she goes or anyone on your team goes, you have a 20% chance of calling an assist. That assist can go to Rey, it can go to Leia, it can go to any of your DPS tunes, it can go to Qui-Gon. And it, for example, if Qui-Gon uses his humbling blow, he calls an assist already. That assist can then call another assist, so you can actually get 3 hits in one turn, using her as your leader and Qui-Gon as your secondary. So you do want to run other characters that have assist abilities with Phasma. The most popular and the best are going to be definitely Qui-Gon Jinn. If you don't have Qui-Gon, you need to farm him right now. Stop farming whoever you're farming and get him immediately. He has his Harmonious Assault. That's going to deal special damage and call that assist. That's what I was just talking about. He can Dispel here. So this is going to Dispel, and your allies are going to gain offense up if he dispels any negative effects. So if someone's running a taunt, Stormtrooper Hand, Royal Guard, boom. You just got rid of that taunt, and you can move on and attack the tunes that are going to actually hurt you. On his Quick Strike also, he is going to remove turn meter and gain turn meter for himself. He's such a versatile character. He can also be a great leader for Jedis with his speed, but like I said, Jedis, they are not a great synergy team. So, who else can you run with Phasma? You can run Fives. Fives has also got a great combined fire, so he's going to get an assist, which can then call an assist. So those are kind of your tunes that you want to run with Fives. And we'll get into the tunes that you will use for basically any team, but specifically for Phasma, those are 2 good ones. And the last one I'll mention really quickly is going to be your Geonosian Soldier. Mine isn't that developed because I never really used them that much, but on my alt account I certainly do. He's my best tune. His Swarm is going to call an assist. So if you ran Phasma with Qui-Gon and Geonosian Soldier, you've got 2 tunes calling assists, who can then call assists, plus everyone has that 20% assist chance. What ends up happening is they just go over and over and over. Watch videos against me specifically versus Briss or Packanaut on my server, and you will see just how much they go. And that's against my Rebel squad that's very fast. So that's a perfect lead-in now to Synergy. Synergy is the 3rd type of leader skill and essentially team that you can use. I'm going to use Rebels as my example, but there are many examples of Synergy. The best, other than maybe Rebels, is Droids. Wow, those guys have great Synergy. They can go and go and go, and they are going to deal a ton of damage. I've watched Droids. Droids, I've seen them wipe out entire squads before the squad really has a chance to even get going. So there's a few others, Jawas, Ewoks, they have great synergy also, highly recommended. There's a few with terrible synergy you should stay away from. Jedis, but definitely Night Sisters. Wow, they get no love in this game at all. Night Sisters are easily the worst synergy team out there. Even with the speed leaders, they're still slow. Even with evasion, they still don't get great evasion. Even Sith are probably better than Night Sisters, and that's saying a lot. So let's get into it really quickly here. We'll talk about Synergy. Synergy is sort of an end game thing because you're going to need to develop some characters that you aren't going to use in a lot of other facets of the game. So you have a leader like Admiral Akbar. His Rebel Coordination gives him plus 25 speed. That's telling you right there that his synergy is going to be speed. Alright, so what are you going to want to do? You're going to want to add tons of speed to this team. It's going to be the most successful with speed. So his 25 speed, I have added 45 with mods. So he's over 170 on his speed now. We're going to get into Leia. Leia is all the way over 240 with Admiral Akbar's speed bonus. Then I have Lando, who is also at about 214 with that speed bonus. Huge. These guys are going, and they are going again and again and fast and fast. Stormtrooper Han is also great with the Rebel Squad. He's going to get up there to 275 or so on his speed, so it is a wonderful, wonderful speedy team that you can use to take out opponents, even meta opponents, with running the assist or dodge leads. Go ahead and check out my other videos of my arena squad, and you can see just how good synergy really can be. The last type of leader is just other. I throw other in there because there are two characters that I feel are still good leaders, but don't really get as much love. Sort of getting a lot more lately is Jedi Knight Anakin when they reworked him. After he got reworked, he got a great leader skill. 22% offense and 20% crit damage to clone and Jedi allies, which can be bumped 8% up on that offense with this Omega. That's awesome. He really stands out now as a leader, plus he's very powerful. His AoE is powerful. With Anakin, you're going to want to pair 5s, Qui-Gon Jinn, and a tank and maybe somebody else. So you're going to do very, very well with Anakin. He is powerful. I've seen Anakin with Ayala Secura. Great, great, great synergy and pairing there. So he's a wonderful leader, as is Tebow. Tebow's great with Ewoks, but he's also very, very good on his own because he offers stealth to his team. So allies get a 55% chance to gain stealth for 1 turn. So they are going in and out of stealth. It gets very difficult for your opponent to focus their fire on one of your tunes because they're all in and out of stealth. Now, the only thing that I can say is negative about him is, first, his stealth can often be too good. So everyone on your team gets stealth, and then they can focus their fire again. And then secondly, unfortunately, his Ewok scramble tactics is broken right now. So even though it says that he's going to stealth for 3 turns, this can be overridden by his leader skill, and therefore he can stay in stealth only 1 turn, and then he might come out. He might come out after 2 turns, depending on what happens with his leader skill. If he's not the leader, the stealth isn't broken. From what I understand, it works properly. Alright, so those are your leaders and who you're going to want to use. I explained on some of the leaders, the other tunes that go in, but obviously you need to round out your squad. The tunes that you're going to want to round out your squad. Everyone needs Qui-Gon Jinn. I talked about him already. Stop farming whoever you're farming in those Cantina shipments and get Qui-Gon Jinn. Then you're going to need someone that deals damage. Everyone in the game uses Rey. Rey is by far and away the best damage dealer. She's not overpowered, as everybody says. She is actually a very well-balanced tune. She's very speedy, and she hits very hard, but she is a glass cannon. You can see here I've got her pretty well maxed out, and on my health and protection, she's only at 28,500. That's enough to be one-shotted by an opposing Rey. So she is certainly not a complete, overwhelmingly overpowered character. I think she actually has been well balanced by the developers, and as you can see, I don't use her in the squad arena, so I don't feel like I'm very biased. I do use her in raids and I use her in Galactic War, but most people, 90% of them, use Rey on their arena team, and for a good reason. She deals a ton of damage. Her flurry of blows can hit up to 4 times, and her leverage hits very hard and gives her foresight. So you need to get Rey. She's available occasionally from the Shard Shop, but she has 3 of these hard node battles, and usually she pops up over here in your guild. You can check out your guild store. Although she's not here right now, she very often does pop up in the guild store. So check that out. Farm Rey if you don't have her. The other characters that you can get are going to be Princess Leia. She has a triple attack. So she can deal 55%. She can go, then she has a 55% chance to attack again and a 40% chance to attack a 3rd time. She can crit for over 12,000 each time. That's a huge hit. That's easily enough to take out some characters from just one-shotting them. And we already talked a little bit about Geonetian Soldier. He is a huge damage-dealing character. If you don't have him, he is someone you can get very early on, focus on, get him geared up all the way to 7 stars really before you even move on in the Cantina battles. You don't need to move on from that first Cantina node until you have him fully 7-starred. He is going to help your team tremendously. Certain characters have a great AoE attack, the area of effect. Lando's is amazing. His is the best in the game. The only one that can maybe get up there is I suppose, Anakin. However, Lando will attack everyone if he gets more than 1 critical hit. The cooldown resets, and it deals 100% more damage on its next use. Big, 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 big hits. So that right there is a overview of who you need other than your tanks. The last characters that you're going to want to put on there is a tank to absorb the damage. Royal Guard, Stormtrooper Han, Sun Fac, and Chewie are the 4 most used tanks. Royal Guard in here, he will taunt for 1 turn anytime your allies fall below 50% health. So anyone on your team, Rey, she's getting attacked, she gets below that 50% health, boom, he's going to taunt, meaning the opposing team has to hit only him. Royal Guard is very useful in the beginning of the game because you get him, although he is very difficult to start up because he only has these battles, and one of them is very, very late in the game. So a better option is Stormtrooper Han. He doesn't have as much health and protection as Royal Guard. My Royal Guard is right around 70,000 health and protection. My Stormtrooper Han is about 50,000. But he's very easy to get. You get him right here in your squad shipments. Same place you will get Princess Leia. So you can get your Stormtrooper Han quickly, get him up, get him going, and have him in your team. His taunt also lasts for 3 turns. So 3 times as long as Royal Guard, and you can use it whenever you want. The only problem is the cooldown is 6 turns, but in an arena battle, typically, he's not going to be going 7 times anyway. The last one I want to talk about, because Chewbacca, he does have use, but I'm only going to talk about Sun Fac because we're running out of time. But Sun Fac here is a great character. If you're willing to spend money on the game, he is probably the best character that was released, and he's tuned very, very nicely. He dispels on his basic, which means you can remove opposing taunts with just his basic ability. That's huge. He taunts for 2 turns, so not as much as Stormtrooper Han, but he also inflicts offense down on his taunts. So when he taunts, the opposing Rey, if you target the Rey, is going to get offense down. And Rey is very susceptible to negative status effects. She is going to deal a ton less damage if she has any negative status effects going on. So you really want to do that. If she has Foresight, this will also get rid of the Foresight. Plus, it removes 40% turn meter. So that's a wonderful, wonderful taunt. He also counters. So when someone attacks him, he will counter. He can remove opposing taunts with that counter. Overall, Sun Fac, great character. Highly recommend him if you're willing to spend money. You could slow grind him if you wanted to out of shipments. He pops up there. But, you know, I recommend that everyone, if they are going to spend money, get Sun Fac. If not, you get Stormtrooper Han. Sun Fac's health and protection, he's also way up there, over 70,000. So he is definitely the best taunt in the game. There are other tanks, but those are the ones that I will focus on right now. And I hope that this video could be helpful for those of you that are struggling in the arena and want to be able to get more of those crystals every day. So please check back for more videos. I will be doing more soon. For now, thank you very much for watching R5D4's Motivators YouTube channel.